Already, there
Like
we
that
go,
part.
man. You know what I'm saying? Already, what's going on, man? It's that boy Depth the Dawn.
And I'm double said twice if you like me.
Yes, sir, man. We go by Trial 5, and this is Deeper Depths. Want to welcome y'all in to the experience. Today, we got our boy Mecca and our boy Birdo here helping us get this together. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guys.
Shout out, man. We appreciate y'all.
We got big things on the horizon, so y'all stay tuned in for what's coming, man. But today, on Deeper Depths, you know what I'm saying? We want to dive in one more time with y'all and bring a nice topic to the stand. You ready to let them see what we got going for them
Let's
today?
go, man. Let's go, man. The topic for today, man.
Hey, man, I talked to my boy the other day, too, man, and he was like, man, bro, you're going to have to try to expound on your ideas a little more or something, make it a little more simple, man. It's deeper depths, Phil.
Get deep.
We trying to take y'all down through there, but
Get deep.
we also want y'all to come along in a way which you can understand, so y'all just stay tuned, keep riding with us as we go. The topic for today is, how do we stop being complacent, being highly proficient, and 50% of ourselves? And when I first came up with this, I just put 50% because that's my personal opinion on how much of myself I'm exuding or I'm expressing out into society or even for myself, beyond just
Could be
for
less.
the world.
Could be less,
You know,
or could be
for,
more.
For myself.
That we just felt like that was a good base mark, 50%. But you know, most people they do the regular or the mundane. But most people at their regular state, at their mundane level, they still executing a full day. They're still executing with high efficiency. But that's you at 50%. So, you know, that's what we on today. You know, you doing good at 50. You handling your business at 50. But how much more effective would you be if you made an effort daily to grow past 50%?
You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, I don't care who you are in the world, you are not, because of all of the things that are pushed out of society, all of the propaganda, all of the imagery, all of the delusional states that we put ourselves in based off other people's projections or ideas, all get inflicted with the expression of self. So we all, no matter if it's 50, 70, 80%, wherever you lie, drawing more out of yourself. We all got to be honest that there's more to draw out. How do we draw that out? How do we propel our mind, our spirit, our body to desire to be more of itself, to not have the fear of the excellence that's inside itself, to not have the fear of rejection because it's expressing itself in the fullness thereof? You know, that's the idea that we want you to really look at, that we're expounding on, is how do we set up a structure to divulge more of ourselves, to feel more enthralled and empowered?
To progress, to keep moving forward. So, you know, and it comes with some self-evaluation. You know, you gotta look at yourself and figure out, you know, could I have done more within that day? Could I have done more today? Could I have been more effective today? Could I have touched more today? But you know, after a hard day of working, creating, building, whatever you do on the daily, you're tired. You know what I mean? You ready to lay down. You ready to wash your ass, eat something, and sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? But like, and there's nothing wrong with feeling like that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But we're here to challenge us initially, and everybody else along with that, to understand that there's more that you can do. You can always do more.
There's more that we can do.
Yeah, you can always do more. So that's where we at with that right now. Or this is the topic for today.
So I'm gonna pose to you a real good question, and off of that, to just kind of calibrate our minds on the ways that we can try to visualize some of the error we may be making. Do you do things to fulfill other people's desires or needs, as far as your kids, your family, your partners, any people in society, any societal groups you're in? Or are you reaching to the things that you actually desire within yourself as you live in your life on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, I guess a little bit of both. You know, for the simple fact of, you know, you can't do for others unless you do for yourself. But at the same time, you probably put more into the process of doing for others than you do for yourself. You know, especially with me,
which is the
I
constructs.
I feel like I'm pretty good on my end. Like I'm
Yeah.
straight. You know what I mean? So I try to do what I
You
can.
don't you don't express the aspirations of the things you want as much.
Yeah,
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 you're not
yeah,
as concerned with the material ruins and the things
yeah,
of the
for
earth
sure.
as you are with fulfilling the other people.
Yeah, for sure. It's
But
that.
at the same time, that's the thing about it. Your aspiration for some of those things are just as valid because our experience within this world, within this presence of life, is one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the like I say, the understanding that we gain in her. This ain't whatever we're speaking about, whatever that we're diving into the depths that we're going to. For the most part, all of this stuff is internal. This is things that we're challenging ourselves with, and we're making an effort to learn more and to start at let's say we starting that point at C, and then we going from there. So that's the first part. At least to my understanding, the first part is understanding where you are, evaluating yourself. Like bro said, you might not be at 50% and still being highly efficient and trying to get to 65% the next day. You might already be at a 65 or a 70%. So that's the main thing that you got to start with is self-evaluation. But me personally, I'm gonna try to do all I can to help my people around me, to do for my family, my loved ones, my friends, and yeah, I do feel like I put more energy and more time into helping the next person before I do that much more for myself. So like, yeah, I guess I would have to stand on the latter of that
On
question.
the Yale side,
Yeah.
And I feel like I have as well, and I feel like a lot of people that I run into who have loving spirits, who have kindled hearts, who have compassion, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they've been taken advantage of or adulterized or mistreated and mishandled, and it's because of our perspective on it, and it's because, like, I feel like they say a lot of humans have a savior syndrome within the bodies, like they want to save it. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
connected with that energy in certain instances as well, but it's also just my heart to desire to want to see the enrichment and empowerment of others. But I feel like we over exude to try to please and benefit others too much. Whenever we truly live within the expression of ourselves and the things that we aspire for, and we can be completely transparent, because a lot of us live in false realities, and we manipulate and we contradict and we mistreat a lot of people and ourselves, and we don't even recognize it. We subconsciously manipulating ourselves and the people around us because we doing whatever we have to do to fit in, playing the typecast of, oh, I'm the dope boy, or I'm the rapper, or oh, I'm the businessman with millions or billions of dollars, or oh, I'm this person or that person. All of these are illusions, and they're expressing themselves in a certain way to receive a certain return from different people throughout reality, because that's the way we function now. But if we really would be honest with each other about how we feel, whether that's sexually, and you're not feeling monogamy, or you're not feeling any of the principalities or ideas that have been instructed before you, being able to be honest and transparent instead of manipulative and demeaning around what we express.
And it's like that comes from even those I want to say the word is like miasma, the miasma, or like the energy or the cloud that you're under from the outside emphasis. It kind of create the person that you are, and you not being able to understand you because you so, nowadays we so focused on these phones and the metaverse and that different world or whatnot, that you don't have time to focus on you and figure out who you are. And a lot of the times it feel better when you do something for somebody else than how you feel when you do something for yourself. You do stuff for other people daily, every day, daily you do stuff for other people, and then like very rarely is a person like, or people be like, I'm gonna do something for myself today. Yeah. You know what I mean? But just that those words that you're invoking, I'm gonna do something for myself today, you don't invoke that on a daily. Yeah. That's a once in a blue moon. You know what I mean?
Even to feel it. Like we do that once a week or once a month. You doing something for yourself? No, self should be priority number one.
Right.
Because when self is at 100%, then it's able to express that out to the people around it to receive it. That's why when we interact with one another, it's so much conflict or so much disagreement. So quick to judge and not understand or have compassion to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't at our heightened place of being. We frustrated. Our energy is low. We feel like ain't nobody filling our cup up.
Yeah.
But you got to be the one responsible for filling up your own cup. Nobody can fill you up but you.
Until it runneth over.
You know what I'm saying? And keep that thing flooding.
I know. I used to know this one dude. He was very biblical, very religious, and I asked him one time, you know, and I was telling him about my beliefs in the Bible. I think I might have told you this story before, and I was like, you know, well, like Paul was like 200 and some years old and stuff. You know what I mean? Noah was like 180 and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, how is that even possible? And he was saying that, and this was a long time ago, and it's funny that this just came to me like that, because in the past when I had this discussion, it was a totally different situation or a topic, but I'm taking that discussion to right now and saying that maybe those people were more involved in their self and they were able for their brain to operate at a higher capacity.
They was functioning with the earth more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
they was connected with the wilderness. They knew how to grow natural things, raise animals.
Because it's like it's a fact or a scientific fact that we only used 14% of our brains. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower.
Human information is
but what if those people back then was operating close to 100% or 60 or
even the people who did the pyramids and stuff like that.
And going to the topic that we on now, what if they wasn't satisfied with 50% of their brain capacity and they made it equation to solve to get past using a higher percentage of their brains and their organs function better, so they live longer. So that was just something that
that's something that connects to something else we can do. If that is the case, then what is the difference that correlates between now and then? The disconnection from the distractions.
Yeah.
The connection with Mother Earth. The connection with the elements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Taking ourselves back to the beginnings of what being is. And a lot of you guys will hear me philosophize back and forth between primitive and civil, because I think these idealisms or constructs of our living as human beings, if we assess them and really look, we can see where each side benefits and also has negative connotations as well. But I feel like we need to get way more in tune with the primitive state of our being before they try to implant all of these civil ideas.
Because on the daily, they make an attempt to make us more docile, to numb us,
take away the masculinity and the testosterone, take away the individualism and idealism. That's why another danger is artificial intelligence, because creativity is one of the most impactful and powerful things, and we will not create. We will be submitted to ideas that we process. That's different from creating. You know what I'm saying? So civil society ain't all it's cut up to be.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you gotta have your eyes open towards, and if you don't, or if you're not, then you're really blind to the situation. Unless you're trying to see the situation, you're gonna be blind to the situation. So, you know, we all just want everybody to open their eyes as much as we need to open our eyes. You know, of course we don't know it all. If
this is not doctrine. I'm glad you said that, because that's how I feel. Like, our word ain't doctrine. We philosophize. So we philosophizing with y'all. We just throwing ideas out. So just right now, if y'all liking this, leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Smash the button. Smash the button.
Man. The content coming, man. We like to keep it heavy. We like to keep it light. We like to keep it right on tight. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all. If y'all got any ideas about what we've been saying so far, leave a comment. If y'all want us to talk about something else that y'all feel like would be interested in for us to try to express or philosophize our energies on it, y'all leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think, how y'all liking it, man.
Get down there and do something.
Bow. Put it in their face, huh? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, go get the merch too, man, before I pop back on it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go get the merch. More merch coming. We going at them heavy. You know what I'm talking about? Book your hours up here at the studio with our camera people. It's going down. So, we get back to it, man.
All right, we're going to hit another question about shattering complacency. because you're efficient at 50%. You know, we trying to shatter the stagnant.
And how would you go about shattering it though?
So
I like that shatter.
One of the points that I thought about, or that I said, how I would react to disconnecting from being happy at 50% is first you got to know that you want to go past that. You want to get better daily.
Have that aspiration.
You want to get better daily. So I mean, some people they good at big leaps.
Yeah.
Some people good at small steps.
Sure.
But anything you doing forward is the beauty. So that's where I would go from it. You know, take your little step every day.
Structural step.
No, if you're making an effort to change your being, to change what you've programmed yourself into,
Sure.
you do a little bit every day, and then eventually that's the person that you'll become. But if you choose to just stay at your output level, whether it's 50, higher, lower, if you choose to stay at that output level and just handle your stuff like you're doing, then that's where you're going to stay. You have to make an attempt to shatter that stagnant being.
Yeah,
take little steps going forward.
My bad for intervening,
good,
brother.
man,
but
let's go.
My part of that is, once again, we can go to the structural and it just hit me, shattering it by being intentional. A lot of times we get in complacent lifestyles because we are not intentional about our lifestyle. We just wake up and whatever the day provides or whatever the day
go with the motions.
We just blowing in the wind with it. But to shatter it means I'm giving impact and intent. So that means that I'm coming with a plan. That means I got me a schedule together. That means I'm setting short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. And it don't matter who you are, the structure should still be the same. Some people will reap and return faster, and that's okay. But the point is to apply these different structural things to our life and exude what it is that we really want out of that. So my bad, bro. I just felt like we had to correlate that idea together, man.
So let me hit right here where I say, how do you realize the stagnancy? And what's the process for progression?
Yeah, okay.
You know, we was kind of already hitting on that and whatnot, but I had already said my piece, so I'm going to go with you. You want me to hit the question one more time?
Yeah, run it back to me one time, man.
Okay. How do you realize your stagnancy, and what's the process for progression?
It's crazy because this is actually kind of powerful, and I'm glad you reread it and reiterated it. For me, personally, and I think it was probably for a lot, but I ain't gonna correlate my idea to a lot. I think we don't never recognize until we've absorbed all of the trauma and the hurt, and we're ready to inflict negative energy on people.
Now you're a volcano.
Yeah, now I'm erupting.
Yeah.
And now I'm recognizing the error of my ways whenever it was because I wasn't putting my perspective of myself in position in the first place. So I lost my vision and my structure for self in the midst of other people, and now I'm abounding in that until I erupt. And now I recognize that, like I said, I'm manipulating myself and the people around me because I'm not exuding and expressing myself to the fullness of me. You know what I'm saying? And I view this a lot, man, and I think that it's really about us taking accountability, one, and then understanding the authority, the power, the dominion that we have been given, and that we have an opportunity to abide in. And understand that we are really taking it for granted, man. And tomorrow ain't promised. We know, man. We done lost a lot. R.I.P. Chino, R.I.P. Cal, R.I.P. Los.
R.I.P. the fam.
We done lost a lot of tribe members, man.
10,000 angels up there watching over the tribe, man.
You just don't know how that feel to lose the ones you really love till you lose them, and then you start to have that understanding that death is coming. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow ain't promised, and the world should feel the fire burn inside you. It should set ablaze the whole earth.
Yeah,
so you gotta remember your energy.
You gotta go past your limit on the daily, because if you don't make an effort to pass your limit, then you will never know what barriers that you could break. Yeah. You'll never know what greatness that you have that's fighting to get out.
You was telling me that girl from the Olympics, huh?
Which one?
When she was like she loved to do it just to push herself beyond.
Oh, Ledecky. Talking about the one that top of the top. She beating everybody.
She beating herself.
Yeah, she beating everybody. Nobody. She ain't lost a swimming match in, I think they said 14 years. Yeah, 14. And they asked her, how does she stay competitive? How does she continue to move forward if she's at the top of everything for the last 14 years? And her answer was, she takes pride and she is more involved or motivated in her practice. So she goes extra hard in practice. So when it's time to actually compete, you know, she noticed she done pushed herself to the limit. Like George Patton said in one of his quotes, one of my favorite quotes of his, he says, "The more you sweat in training, the less you'll bleed in battle." Yeah. So, you know, when you training, you got to go as hard as possible. You know, you want to sweat as much as you can in training so you can bleed less in battle. You know, prepare yourself. And that's right back to self-accountability, to self-evaluation. You know, pretty much no matter what you talking about, what situation you on, once it go full circle, it's going to come back to you. You know what I mean? You the person. You control your fate. You control your will and your destiny. So
nobody
lock
else.
into yourself and make yourself great, you know, day by day, little bit by little bit, little step by little step. You just become greater. You try to be the greatest and the best you could be daily. And I promise you that is going to change you. That is going to take you to a different being. You are going to resonate on a higher level just because you're doing all that you can for self.
No, for sure. And I think it's also too about having different positive perspectives, because this, like I said, I visualized where I was coming short, or where it was conflicting me by me being able to boil or come to a volcano explosion. But not just that too, but my perspective on certain things, I realized too, I was lessening myself with, because it's like, okay, I cook all the meals, I clean all the stuff, I wash all the stuff, I fold all the stuff, I do everything for my kids, for my family, whatever it takes, I'm getting it done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still feeling like I need support or something from another human being, when that's the first mistake. Humans are humans. We all errors, so we should never put our faith in another human. We need to have our faith within ourselves so we can express more. But not only that, by me expecting this from this person, I'm diminishing the fact that I'm getting all of that done. And I still have more time in my day. I still have more joy that I can express in that day. I still have more effort that I can give into other things in that day. But because my perspective is sad or depressed because I'm looking at how much I'm doing versus other people, and now I'm comparing, and now I'm trying to have expectation. Now I'm shortening and I'm lessening myself.
Instead of you just understanding that you're boundless.
Yeah, like you see,
and
I said, getting overwhelmed by
that energy affecting the outside. You know what I mean?
Facts. The phrase I said is getting overwhelmed by the things and energies it takes to get things done, versus seeing the beauty and the power of how you get things done and pulling out more energy and power from yourself to be expressed into the world can impact it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not changing that whole perspective, empower my body and fill me with vigor so much more, because it's like, no, bro, you are excellent. You are beyond excellent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a millionaire. You are whatever you want, whatever great cosmic idea you want to come together and blow into the world, you can make it happen. But me not feeling audacious and powerful enough within myself, I wasn't exuding it. As I'm changing these small incremental things, I'm seeing the heightened spirit grow within me. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it can happen for you guys as well.
Manifestation. You manifest daily. It depends on if you know that you're making the effort to manifest, and that you're invoking that energy of the universe and them particles and the atoms and the molecules and all of that. That shit come together. You know what I mean? Like I can count back on numerous of times to where I said a certain thing that I wanted to happen, and I'm saying that I want it to happen by tomorrow, and it don't happen tomorrow, but then eventually down the line, 2 or 3 months later, exactly what I said I needed to happen happens. Now, it might not happen the way that I envisioned it happening, but it still happened. And the reason it didn't happen the way I envisioned it happening is because I wasn't fully locked in on me manifesting this. I was just saying this, just putting the words out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I
gave your freelance power was powerful.
I gave the universe the freedom to create those variables or whatnot, but I should have been more in tune with me. I should have been more awakened on the inside to knowing that I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna manifest this exactly in the manner that I need it to happen. But instead I said this, and then I had to deal with this other shit right here, and that kind of took me out for this, and then I'm focused on, you know what I mean? So when you and rooted in the situation, you know what I mean, and understanding yourself and what you need to do or where you need to go, That's a totally different power, and we all got that. We just gotta find a way to wake it up.
It's crazy too, cause I just felt in my spirit right now, like me and bro been rocking for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's nothing that can come in between our bond. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is nothing. And I think that those type of relationships with everybody is what we need to have. The fact that we can't have relationships where we can feel comfortable being completely ourselves with one another and being able to be transparent, have deeper communication and understanding, non-judgmental idealisms towards each other is also afflicting us. So if you're around people who keep expressing themselves with the tongue of death, or don't inspire you or encourage you, or don't believe in you, then that's not the place for you to be, man. The places where you
shake up out of that situation,
where your spirits abide, man, matters, man. So make sure you're in a comfortable place where people are encouraging you, where people are telling you you are powerful, giving you words of affirmation, helping you structuralize your plans and your goals to be able to achieve them.
That's actually the building blocks for this podcast. Is because we had so many nights to where we were having those deep, intimate conversations. I mean, we talking about life and death, or comfortability and struggle, and
trying to build structural families,
vices that we struggle with. You know, I'm talking about it's late night. I'm sitting up crying. You know what I mean? I'm crying because I don't have the strength, or I hadn't found the strength in me to get past a certain situation. But I was blessed to have a connection with somebody that could lead me in a different direction, that could lift me up and stuff. You know, instead of somebody, you at your lowest, you at one of your weakest moments, and then somebody they might not know how to handle that moment, but the only thing they know how to do in that moment is to shun you. You know, that ain't that person always being a bad person. That might be the only way that they know how to deal with situations, is to deflect. But I was blessed to have a person around me, or have the people around me, to where we could go deeper into the situations. And like I say, those conversations is what led to this podcast, because on the regular, we made an effort to dive deeper into the situations, to find the root of the problem, and to either grow, to nourish it and let it grow, or to extinguish it and to cut it off and let it die. So that's where those things come from. You know, sometimes you might not be able to figure everything out yourself. You might not have the power to that. You gotta go to somebody else. You need somebody around you that's like we always say, the iron gonna sharpen iron.
And it take a village, man. That's why we see all of these different villages always constantly being built throughout society, and take a village and take a community. But I just feel like all of the communities, all the villages that the people are creating out there is to try to sell you a product, or to try to attach you to their idea. And we kind of trying to do the same, but our idea is to be free. You know what I'm saying? Our idea is to remove all the constraints that have been imposed upon your mind and your body and your soul, and realign yourself with what you actually feel and what you actually think. You don't have to abide within the ideas or the philosophies of the people that were before you. You have just much power and authority as they did when they created those ideas.
I tell people all the time, man, rules are made to be broken.
And we definitely some bad guys.
If you don't believe that, then you must be one that abide by every rule. But you know, some rules is made to hold you back. Some rules is made to keep you.
Times, you know what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, when you allow things to be free, or just like whenever they got different health care for people whenever they over in drugs, or if they in an area like Amsterdam or somewhere where drugs is legal, it's less usage and it's less crime and less stuff like that. So
they don't have as many constraints.
The restrictions actually impose certain psychological things. You know what I'm saying? And we'll dive into that another day. But you got to understand, that's what they taking from us: our freedom, our creativity. You know what I'm saying? Our expression. Don't lose it. You know what I'm saying? The world needs it. We need your expression. We need your fire. You know what I'm saying? Provide that to the world. Provide that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You worthy of it.
For real.
Anyway, back to it now. So that was just kind of the idea that we had going for today, man. We ain't gonna hold y'all for too long, but we definitely just wanted to express a couple of those ideas. Hopefully, y'all guys feel the power, the authority, the energy that we trying to express to y'all. Like I said, if y'all got any comments that y'all want to leave them at the bottom, man. Hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe, like, y'all
Hit
get
him up in
into
his
it.
DMs.
You definitely can slide in there.
Mr. La 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 Bumba,
You either gonna get a yes or a no. It's a 50-50.
It'll probably be a yeah.
50-50.
It's a go. But nah, appreciate y'all for y'all time and energy, man. Def to Don in the building, man.
Double, man. We love y'all.
Child
Deeper
fire,
depths.
deeper depths.